I need to kick off some music. I have a eye in chat. Let me know if this is too loud. But really, I don't think you're going to be able to hear much of any of that. If you can hear it, it'll be super quiet, way below my my pitch. I got some complaints last week, and rightfully so. It was way too loud. All right, so let's switch over. We had there we go. Crap. We did some work. Nicholas did a ton of work. He's awesome. And part of what he did was add an application or a class here that puts the clipboard into puts the console into the clipboard. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stick with that. It's I'll probably use it to copy and paste code into the document, but we'll probably throw it into the console for the purposes of streaming it out. But we'll see how it works. We might be happy with the way this is working. It looks like Nicholas has got a colored coin here. That's what he's working on at the moment. And who knows if that's going to be... who knows what's going to happen there. We'll come back around. Anyway, so last time we were working on this book, the problem was with organization of the book itself. And I see he checks the new version in, which I've taken, so that might... yikes. That might have an opportunity for me to show you how we changed, to settle that. Yeah. So, what we're going to do is keep the chapter numbers running between sections. So this should make all of... Here, let's go back up to the top and update the table. There we go. So now chapters keep running in between sections. I will... I'll do the rest of these later. We are currently on chapter 11. Kind of want to put a page or a page break here. Start a chapter off on a new page. That's a formatting thing that I will deal with on my own time. Let me make this a little more legible for you. Alright, transaction is any number. Well, that's an interesting sentence. So a transaction is any transfer of Bitcoin that goes from zero or several senders to zero or several recipients. What I don't get about that is if there's no sender, who's initiating the transaction? I am sure he is technically correct on that. Pretty sure he's technically correct on that. Let's see if we can make this a little less awkward. Have no recipient, or it may have several. Said. Oop. That's an odd time to switch over to French, huh? Alright. Let's scroll up to the last sample. This is lesson 4. Oh, and yeah, he's putting it into I have to look. I think he's got a macro here for me. View macros. I'll have to grab the macros to do the formatting on that later. So we got this. Okay, cool. So we did this at the end of lesson 4. So what happened, Alexander, is this book got posted to Reddit, and I had a hard time reading it. Like it was work to read it, and I thought to myself, I could probably help this guy out by being a native English speaker, and that's really the long and short of it. Let's take a look here. Let's do this. Yeah, he doesn't want the transaction ID. So I ought to generate an address. Put it in my clipboard. That is not the address. Which lesson was it that did Bitcoin addresses? Oh, I'm gonna have to write it up. So let's take this code and get out of the clipboard helper. You guys are looking at the wrong screen. All the action is over here. So it should be chapter 10. Nope, I actually have to go into chapter 10 here. And boom. It's been about 2, maybe 3 weeks since we've done any work on this, so I may be a little forgetful. New key. I don't want a new key though, I want to... let's review our code here. I want to generate an address from a secret. Bitcoin secret, not used anywhere, is it? Well, let's review the book. It's the only time we ever talked about the secret down here. I will switch you back to that window. So if I have the Bitcoin secret, I should be able to treat that as a new key somehow. Let's go back and take a look at our IntelliSense. Maybe it will give me a heads up. Secret dot. There we go. So we have a Bitcoin address. This site may not be up anymore. Yeah. I need a... Just sending this address a couple bitcents. Okay. Now if we go... Oh, you know what I should have done? Why isn't that showing up? Show details. And it's not showing up because that website gave me a bad QR code, I think. I do not see that. Nice. Yep, bitcoinqrcode.org. Just got a tip from me because I was not paying enough attention. Yay, I are smart. Let's see if that was on me or if they're assholes. Was it bitcoinqrcode.org? Whatever. I didn't send a lot of money that way. And there's my address on the blockchain. Hoorah. Alright, anyway, what were we up to? Oh, he wants a picture from Bitcoin Core. But I do not have any money on my Bitcoin Core wallet. So let's use, I think we're we've been doing a block explorer. So for the next bit, we're looking for a transaction ID. So we're going to go here, and we're going to search. Nope. Block Explorer's running a little slow. Okay, super slow. We'll come back to we're going to let that load. It's going to take forever. If you use Bitcoin Core, and then we're writing in English. No, he wants the... Let's see if I can find an outbound one that isn't crazy. Whatever. Let's see if I can get that. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't want to use this image. It's going to be pretty misleading. And he's saying blocker.io. So this is fun. The transaction that I put on the chain a minute ago doesn't appear under blocker. Actually, I'm sorry, that's not the one I put on the chain a minute ago. This is the one I just copied and pasted out of... that's why. There we go. I am not going to redo the screenshot because why would I? I'm going to redo that screenshot because somebody's going to be anal retentive enough to check and be confused when it doesn't match up. He does go to the end of that line. There's so many bits on the screen, hold on. Jeez, how long is his monitor? Screw it, this is taking too long. That's interesting that Bitcoin doesn't, I guess it doesn't necessarily have a blockchain to query. Alright, so we've got our first code snippet. Anybody remember the command to collapse all? I won't either. And we need to make a chapter 11 class. And just for you playing at home. Oh, you know what? It's private, isn't it? Missing something here. Why is it barking about context? Not sure what that's about. Oh, that's what that's about. And now if we run it, console should open up. And we get a bunch of JSON. Yay for JSON. I'm going to do a quick Google search. Control-MO. Yay! Legibility. Let's see what information is included in the transaction. Let's see what is included in the transaction. The only relevant parts for now are in and out. I'm gonna have to send some money to my Qt client. Yay, incoming Bitcoin. And then when that confirms, we'll go back and do the transaction bit again. We'll update the code. It won't be as bad as I'm thinking it'll be. Okay, so you can see the in and out. Been sent to a script pub key, which we're not going to bold every freaking time we say it. Find previous. Yeah. We're going to pick a case and we're going to stick to it. Sent to a script pub key and a bot01 has been sent to another. I think that is... Let's bold that since we're treating it as a dictionary term. Start a sentence with the word and. Every out has an address defined. Transaction ID and index called the out point. I think doesn't so if you're reading through this, what would you say the out point is? Why are we referencing that right now? This is the sort of question that pops up a lot for me. We have a similar blurb up above. I don't know if I use the same. Blah is defined by, or if I said it is created with. Hash for public keys performed by perform. I'm going to leave it. I can't think of a better way to phrase that. I'm sorry, I lost the YouTube comments for a minute. I'm going to back up. I'll show you which previous out has been spent in order to fund this transaction. Thanks, Avast. Term. So was it TXO? Alright, so let's... This phrase can go up here. If we start talking about previous outs. Ah, okay. So we give them what to do. Take this. Say every out is an address that is defined by the transaction ID. Index. For example, the out point. Summary: the transaction out represents an amount of Bitcoin and a scripted public key. He keeps switching between these two topics. Let's put them together. The outpoint of this transaction out. This sounds just redundant. Let's take a look at the inputs. So he switched from in to inputs here, and I can't tell if he did that for any reason. I don't know why he wouldn't use input and output throughout, because I can't think of a technical reason not to. And yeah, this transaction ID, bit of a non sequitur here. This belongs. We're talking about transaction IDs. Didn't he cover the alt point again? Yeah, OB94. Okay, so let's go back up here in .6CB. Just want to make sure I'm tracking. Point. It's previous transaction, right? Previous out. I think we might be shy on music. Just a second here. YouTube comments are weird, y'all. Okay. The quick check, I can tell the TX out I spent on this. That's probably less than 2. Just checking my levels real quick to make sure the music isn't hitting you guys too hard. Okay. 2, lesson 2. man. He has a lot of code in here. Because he's taken us all the way to okay, so this is going to be all the code between here and the end of the chapter. So block or new blockchain transaction repository to cancel wetland transaction. Oops. That all looks okay. So let's run it and make sure it works. Just occurred to me that this is the same code as lesson 1, isn't it? It sure is. Which makes me wonder why we're even talking about it. Replacing E. Are we spelling transaction ID today? Lowercase t. Just the transaction. Information. I can never keep it straight in my head if Bitcoin are singular or plural. What are the Bitcoins? I use plural here, so we're going to get rid of this because it's redundant, and unless he starts talking about this. I don't know how this gets created. Oh, I see why he went to the, so he went to the previous transaction to see how big that was. And then you do the math. So we can do that without the code here. Was for a total of... Let's see, typo there. 0599 4. Why are we suddenly quoting things when we bold them? It's weird. Transaction fees or minor fees. Okay, so we did a chapter. I'm pretty happy about that. Not so happy that there's only one piece of code in that chapter. Doing a quick time check. How long has this been going? About an hour and 10 minutes, huh? We're going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go back over this and get better screenshots, send my money back to me, that sort of thing. Yeah, cool. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good... I'll try and do another one for MVC stuff tomorrow.